have in front of you a project pack. It includes the project brief, 2 rubrics for the 2 parts of the project, and an example of the marketing plan, a completed example. The other documents will be on Blackboard.
Why is this in font 2?
Sorry?
Why is this in font 2? Why is it small?
You've got the wrong one.
What?
No, she's got the wrong one. No, hers has got a print.
What's the difference?
No, it's just the one that you use to copy. It's in small font because then we save money on printing. If you want bigger documents, you can get them on Blackboard. This is just a printed copy. I could have not printed it for you. So you should say thank you. Right, so marketing project time. We have 5 weeks in total. This week is already ending, so we have 4 weeks before the term ends and you start exams. So we've got a lot of work to do. Actually, you've got a lot of work to do in 4 weeks' time. Now, I'm also going to be working. I'm going to have to mark everything. Right. This is an individual project. No groups. Absolutely no groups. Why no groups? Because I know. Because I know what happens in groups. I know, yes, exactly. I want everyone to learn. I want to see everyone's work. I want to see that if you've done something that you've learned, that you've actually done the work. No more, no freeloaders. No freeloaders. Okay, so it's a big project. It requires a lot of work, but I've got a lot of resources to help you. I've got a completed example that you can look at. I've got a template that you will use to write it, so you don't need to. The Word document is already there. You just need to put in your details. Anyways, but let's look at the brief together. Top left corner. We're going to read together, and then I will explain as we go along. Okay, this is 20% of your year mark. So, yeah. Marketing planning is one of the most important skills that a marketing professional needs to master. It forms a fundamental part of marketing management and acts as the logical first step to any marketing program. It is thus crucial that you are able to weave together all the various marketing elements that you have learned this year into one holistic and strategic whole. And this project will help you to learn to do that. So we've done lots of chapters, but now you're going to learn how to put them all together into a marketing plan. And this is one of the main things that a marketing person needs to know how to do, is to make a marketing plan. Before you do anything in the marketing world, you create a plan first. And okay, so we're going to do that. Now, what is the plan going to be about? What is the plan going to be about? Let's look at the next paragraph to see what it's about. It is a cutthroat professional world out there with less and less jobs each year to go around. For this reason, it is vitally important that you begin building your professional brand today. Thus, you will complete different tasks designed to help you develop your brand and establish an online professional presence. Although this project is designed to help you establish your brand, you will continue to work on this brand all throughout your studies here at CPUT. We want you and your professional brand to be ready for the real world once you leave us. So, what is your professional brand? When we're referring to your personal professional brand, what is that? What is that? You, right? What does that mean? You. What is the name of your personal professional brand?
Your name.
Right, your name. Okay, did you know that you were a brand?
Yes.
Yeah? Did you ever consider yourself as a brand? I know that you brand yourselves in the social sphere in a specific way. You put specific photos up of yourself and you say specific things. You're branding in specific ways, probably on social media. But how, and even you've branded yourself in specific ways in terms of your friends, the types of clothing you wear, the types of language you use, the types of events you go to. Those are all parts of ways that you see yourself. I see myself this way, and I want others to see me in this way. Okay? That's branding. I brand myself in a more professional way now that I'm working at CPUT, although I still wear like chinos. Right? When I was at the advertising agency I worked there, I wore jeans, right, and a shirt, and like a little jacket. So I branded myself in a specific way. You as still students, you're branding yourself. Are you going to wear these clothing when you go for a job interview? Why not?
It's not professional.
Right, so you're going to brand yourself in a professional way to meet the needs of the target audience at the job interview. Okay, good. So you understand branding, personal branding. I think as students, or as young people today, especially with social media, you understand, maybe you don't realize you understand it, but you understand personal branding. So, the reason we're doing a marketing plan on your personal brand is because it's better to do something that you don't know with something that you do know. I could give you to do a marketing plan on a small business, but do any of you know anything about, well, maybe you do a little bit, but running a small business? It's unfamiliar to you. So now you have to learn two unfamiliar things at the same time. Rather, do something that you're familiar with and learn something new at the same time. Also, I feel that it's very important that you begin to think about your personal and professional brand from a young age. That you don't just think of it as something that you're going to do once you graduate. No, you're already building on your brand. You have already been building on your brand. And so we're going to help you to do that in a growing way. And this is not only going to be for this year, it's going to continue throughout your years of study here and hopefully even afterwards. But I'll explain to you what that means a bit later. Okay, so let's quickly look at the timeline. So there are 3 steps for each of the phases. Phase A is the marketing plan. 2 weeks time, in 2 weeks, we're going to complete it in 2 weeks. The next phase is the blog. That's another 2 weeks. So the key thing of the online professional presence is you're going to establish your own blog, which is like a website. It's just a different type of website, but I'll explain it later. And the first 3 steps of the marketing plan is a career marketing overview, career plan overview, a marketing strategy, and a marketing mix. And the blogging will involve setting up your blog, then putting content on your blog, and then promoting your blog so that you can engage with other people. But let's go in more detail through what those 3 things mean. So phase A is the marketing plan, and that includes things like your professional vision. What do you see for yourself? What do you believe that you want to achieve? Where do you want to go with your professional life? Who are your stakeholders? Who are the people that are investing in your brand? Teachers, friends, parents. What is the industry that you are passionate about? Now, this is very important. Marketing is a field of study. But marketing isn't something that we just do on its own. Mathematics is often a field that you can study just for the sake of mathematics, because the more theories you develop in mathematics, the better. But marketing is different. Marketing is very applied. Okay? So in marketing, you're going to study marketing, but you might be a marketer, but you won't be a marketer. All of you won't be the same types of marketers. Because you're going to use your skills that you've learned in marketing in different fields. And hopefully you're going to choose a field or an industry that you love. So I got involved first in advertising because I love the creative side of advertising and the strategic side of advertising. And then I realized I like advertising, but I love people development. So then I got involved in teaching and education. Now I'm using my skills as a marketer to teach. So even though you're doing marketing as your first degree, it's just your first, it's not necessarily means that that's what you're going to be for the rest of your life. It's one of the skills that you're going to use, hopefully in the industry that you're passionate about. Now, let me ask you, what would you say you are passionate about? What industry would you love to work in? I heard there's an alcohol industry. Okay, great. There's a lot of opportunities in alcohol branding. Yes. Any others? What? So advertising. Wonderful. There's a lot of opportunities in advertising. It's a very exciting field. Any others? You want to do alcohol and fashion? Interesting. Okay, yeah. Like what? Photography, modeling. Okay, great. Again, a lot of opportunities for marketing there. Why not?
Modeling, social media branding.
Okay, social media marketing. There's so many opportunities in social media. In fact, there's tons growing, and all the companies are asking us, we want students that can do social media.
So why don't you guys teach us?
Don't worry.
What does that want to do?
We are going to be teaching you. Really? Part of this project is going to be teaching you that. Blogging is kind of the foundation of social media. Okay, any others would like to share? Anyways, so you get the idea. You need to begin thinking about what industry would I like to work in? What industry am I passionate about? Is it fashion? Is it events management? Is it advertising? Is it cars? Sport? Politics? Right? There's lots of options for you, and it's not worth it working in an industry that you don't like. Believe me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it living your life in an industry that you're not passionate about. It's much better to work in something that you really love, that you're interested in, okay? And working as a marketer in that field. So you're going to describe that industry to me, the one that you love, and you will see that in my document or my example, I describe the higher education industry, because that's the one that I'm working in and passionate about. Then you describe a problem within that industry. What are the problems in that industry as far as human resources is concerned, as far as personnel, people? What types of people do they need? Right. And then you're going to talk about how you're going to become one of those types of people that can solve those problems. You're going to talk about your products and services, which are your skills and knowledges, right? It's like your CV. Then you're going to talk about your customers. Who are the types of people? Who would be your customers? Who would be the customer of your personal professional brand? Who would be the customer? Who would buy your personal professional brand?
Potential employers.
Right, potential employers. They are your potential customers. At the moment, my main customer is CPUT. They are the ones who are paying me money so that my brand can be active here. Right? So, then you do a SWOT analysis and you do an introduction to positioning strategies. That's the first section. That needs to be completed. When do I see you again? Monday. Okay, Wednesday. You need to have completed that section. In class, you will bring it to class, and then we will discuss it. Step one. Yes. Well, yeah, but I'll explain a bit more of that later. Step 2, the marketing strategy and segmentation process. Here you're going to develop segments for your market. And you're going to target, choose which segments you're going to target, and you're going to create a positioning strategy for your segments. That is a little bit tricky, but I go through it in detail in a video on Blackboard. But I'm also going to go through it now. But if you want to re-look at it, you can look at it on Blackboard. Also, you can look at my example, and in the template I give a lot of explanation of how to do it. Okay, and the reason it's a little bit tricky is because you're not segmenting consumer markets, you're segmenting business markets, you're segmenting organizations, because your customers are potential organizations. So you've got to segment your potential organizations into different groups. But we're going to look at that a bit later. Then, lastly, you do the positioning and a mini marketing mix. And those two we're going to combine. By the following week, step 2 and 3 will need to be completed. And again, you'll bring it to class and then we will look at it together. technical information. Okay, I don't think yours has all this technical information. All that you need to know with technical information is you must use the template. You must use the template. It is the template that has been created for you to do this project. The template is designed in such a way that it's actually the template that needs to be used for all your projects at CPUT. CPUT has a specific template structure. Okay? The front page, the table of contents, especially the front page. And anyway, so follow the template. Then we get to phase B. Phase B. So once we've finished with the marketing plan, we get to phase B. And then, what is phase B? Let's begin to read together. Before you can begin blogging, you need to set up your own blog online. A blog is basically a website, but it focuses on content production. People subscribe to blogs so that they can receive the new content that the blogger produces. You will set up a blog and produce content for your readers. Your blog will basically be like your online portfolio that you will add to for the rest of your time at CPUT. There are 9 steps that videos that I've put together that will guide you in setting up your blog. We will be using the platform called WordPress. If you already have a blog somewhere, keep it. This is going to be specifically geared towards your professional life. Okay? That one might be for other things. You can use it for personal stuff. The reason you're going to be setting it up on WordPress is because more than 30% of the internet is running on WordPress. Most company websites today run on WordPress. So if you learn how to use WordPress, you can put that on your CV and say, I know how to manage a WordPress website. Okay? Also, it's a little bit, it involves, it's not as simple maybe as Wix. Maybe you've heard of Wix before. It's a little bit more involved, so you're going to learn a little bit more technical elements, but it's not the same as knowing code and HTML and all the IT stuff. But it is a little bit in between. So which is good, I think, for you. Today, more and more marketers need to have a knowledge of technology. Hugely. In fact, today, marketers are digital marketers. If you don't know how to engage with the digital realm and the technology there, you're going to really struggle. So, don't be afraid. We're going to guide you step by step. Okay, so then, the videos are on that website as well as on Blackboard. So you can choose which way you want to engage with the videos. Okay, then step 2, once you've set up your blog, is going to be to put content up. You're going to put up an about page about yourself from a professional perspective. You're going to have a contact page. You're going to put up completed projects. It's going to be like a portfolio. So you're going to take things that you've done in the past and you're going to put it up there so that people can engage with it. And as you go along, you're going to add more projects. So, for example, you could take this marketing plan, make a PDF out of it, and put it up there as an example of work that you have done. So that one day, when you are looking for a job, someone comes to your site, they click on your portfolio section and they see, oh my word, strategy for this, an essay on this, article on this, right? And they go, look at all this amazing work that the person has done. Let me check what the work they've done. So all the work that you're doing here at CPUT is often just given to the lecturer and then it's shelved there. No one ever sees it again. But now what you can do is you can use that as portfolio elements on your website. Right? So it's going to have a greater value to you. It's not just for marks anymore. It's now something that you can use to sell yourself. Also, I'm going to ask you to do specifically, there's 2 specific blog posts I'm going to ask you to do. You can add more blog posts. It's best, usually, if you are going to start blogging, to blog about once a week. It doesn't have to be long, 400 to 800 words about a specific topic related to your industry and related to you. But there are 2 specific blog posts that I'm going to ask you to do. One of them is called Understanding the South African Consumer as a Person, and we're going to do a special session on that where someone's going to come into class and engage with you, and then you're going to write a blog post about it. But I'll give you more details on that when we get to the time. And then lastly, once you've now got content on your blog, then you need readers. People are going to come and comment and read and that you can respond to. And initially, you guys are going to promote your blogs to each other, and you're going to need to comment on each other's blogs and respond to those comments. And of course, also, you are going to promote it via Facebook to your other friends and however you want. But there will be marks for engaging in comments. You're going to get marks for commenting on other people's blog posts, and you're going to get marks for responding. And not just thank you or that was a cool blog post, smiley face. You're going to have meaningful, thoughtful comments, because that's the point of blogging. It's not the same as social media where you just go LOL.
Are you sure you're going to do that in this class?
Definitely.
Well, there's going to be fights in the blog.
No problem. I'll teach you how to fight properly. On blogging, fighting.
We had them last week when we needed you to teach us how to fight properly.
I don't know what happened last week. Last week was holidays. Listen carefully. No. Listen, disagreeing on social media is normal.
It is normal.
There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is there's nothing wrong with it as long as you don't react emotionally and become mean. As long as you remain professional, that's fine.
And you must empathize with people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But don't worry.
Oh, it's yesterday. It's not last week.
No, I wish I was here. So listen up. So that's the blog. A little bit about the blog. Now, and then finally, once you finish with your blog, or even once you start with your blog, you send me the link, and then I will mark you based on what's there. A lot of students last year, with both of these projects, they didn't follow the rubrics. We're going to go through the rubrics now. Excuse me. The rubrics tell you exactly what you need to have in place. A lot of students simply just left whole sections out, which means they can't get any marks. And it's so simple. It's not complicated. Okay, so let's have a look at the rubrics. We're first going to look at the project rubric. So obviously you're going to get marked on language and appearance. What does it look like? Are you following the template? Are you using effective language? Have you checked your grammar and those kinds of things? Have you used tools like what Word gives you spelling? I mean, Microsoft Word tells you when a word is spelled wrong. Simple, just use those tools. Then, an executive summary and a table of contents. When do you write an executive summary? When do you write an executive summary? Well, let me first ask you this. Where do you find the executive summary in the document? When do you write your executive summary? After you've written everything else, then you write your executive summary. An executive summary is not an introduction. An introduction you write at the beginning. This is going to be my project, this is da-da-da-da. An executive summary is different. It gives you highlights of what's actually in the document. So you will read my executive summary in the example and you'll see what I mean. Okay? If you look on, for some reason, this I think the printed version as well doesn't provide the marks. Oh, it does provide the marks in the printed. In the blog version, it provides the marks. Okay, but I'll just explain it to you. I don't know why it didn't come out in this one. This is the column, the 8 to 10 column, 80 to 100% column. If you meet these criteria, you'll get between 8 and 10 marks, or 80 and 100%. So you'll get like 4 or 5 in this section. If you meet these criteria, you'll get between 40 and 70%, and then it'll be like 2 or 3. And then if you meet these criteria, it's poor. So that's 0 to 30%, and it'll be like a 0 or a 1 for this specific one. So make sure that when you want to know what's required of you, you read this column, the left column. That's one you want to read to know what to do. Okay, you'll have a table of contents. Be very careful. The table of contents is already there in the template. All you need to do is change the page numbers. It's as simple as that. And if I see that the page numbers are not changed, you get 0. Because it means you did no work there. Because the table of contents was already there for you. So with the table of contents, it's either 5 or 0. Okay, then all the different sections are here. The introduction section, the promoter section, the industry description. Every single section is covered in the rubric, telling you exactly what marks you get and for what you get those marks. Okay? In total, it's 125 marks, which then gets converted to 100%. But because there's a written side of the project and a digital side of the project, it'll be in total probably 10%, 10%. Okay? Alright, but I go in more detail through that rubric on a video. The same with the blog. You're going to have to think about the design of your blog, the appearance of your blog. There's lots of great themes that you can use to make it look nice. You're going to be marked on the content. Do you have an about page? What's in your about page? Do you have additional pages? Do you have a contact page? Are all the information there in the contact page? As for your blogging content, we're going to look at your articles that you've written, the layout, the spelling, the grammar. In the same way, the blog gives you... probably one of the best ways to write your blog is to first maybe write it in Word and then copy and paste it into that system. But they also have spelling checks in the system. Look at the information in your articles, your writing style. This is very important, and this is something that I would like you to begin thinking about even while you're now writing your project. I know that growing up and in university and high school, what's often expected of you is to give the right answer, the way it's supposed to sound. Even in some of the tests that I give you, generally like in the first section, you need to think about how writing it in the correct way. And that's fine, excuse me. But when it comes to project, and especially when it comes to online writing, it's not about writing it in the right way, which often causes you, a lot of students, to go and copy and paste. That is not the idea of blogging. Blogging needs to bring out your own voice. Your thoughts, your ideas, in your language, or in the way that you write, your style of language, your writing style, that's going to appeal to your readers. Now, because it's a professional blog, you're going to need to use a semi-professional tone, but most online blogs are quite informal, yet still professional. So, you're going to need to develop your writing style. That's very important, and you'll do that by reading other blog posts and writing more and more and more. But it's not about copying, pasting, and changing some of the words, because now this is my work. No. So that will be very important. You're going to link to other parts of the web, you're going to do social media, link to social media, and then we're going to do the special blog post, and you'll see the highest marks are given in this project for the 2 blog posts. Or there are very high marks given for the 2 blog posts. Each of them will count 20 marks. And the one blog post will be about your industry, your passion of your industry, why you're passionate about it, what's cool about it that you love. And then the other one will be about understanding the South African consumers as people. And we're going to have, someone's going to come in to the class, we're going to have a session, and he's going to lead you in a specific workshop and with certain exercises. And then from that, you're going to write your blog post. Okay. And then lastly, as I mentioned, you need to engage on the blog. And there are also high marks for that. Interaction on your own blog and commentary on other people's blogs. If someone comments on your blog, you can't just go, oh cool, that's a nice comment. You need to engage them. Okay, they've taken the time to engage with your content. So then you need to engage them. Alright, so those are the two rubrics. Now let's quickly have a look at... Hi.
Something. I'm very behind social media stuff. I just need clarity on this blog thing.
Yeah.
You know how you said someone will come and give us info about one topic.
That will just be for one of the articles.
One of the articles, sorry. So what do you do? When you do a post, do you comment on what has happened or you speak your own thoughts?
Your own thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Your own interpretations, your own ideas.
On what you believe this whole thing is about.
Sure. Okay. What you believe it's about, or what you want to share. You can take it from so many angles. You know, there's so many angles you can take it from. Yes. No. It depends. Most blog posts are about 800 words around about, but you do get shorter blog posts and you do get longer blog posts. So shorter blog posts are like 400 and below. Longer blog posts are 1,000 and above. So, and it's fine, but I'm gonna require of you to have around about 1,000 words for your blog post. It's going to need to be something meaningful. You can't write very much in 400 words. That's like, yeah. So 800 to 1,000 words for your blog post. Okay. Now, let's quickly go to the template, and you can look at the example. The template and the example are very similar. So you will notice that at the front of the example, there's this page. It gives the name and the surname, the subject. This is the exact way that CPUT requires you to write a project's front page. Now, if your other lecturers haven't yet introduced you to this format, I'm introducing it to you now. Take that template and use it for all your other projects in the future, because that's CPUT's template. Okay? Now, you do a declaration, your initial and your surname, your student number, the contribution. Now, because you aren't in a group, your contribution will be 100%. And then you sign that. And then the next section is, of course, the executive summary. The executive summary explains and gives highlights to the document. And I explain there, you can't see this in your example, but in the template what I do is, I have an explanation and then I give an example. So what you do when you write your section is you delete the explanation and you delete the example, and then you put in your words. Okay? You don't keep the explanation there. Then as I shared with you, there's a table of contents. You need to change the page numbers. Then there's the introduction, which you're going to write very short. You'll see my introduction says, Dylan is an aspiring educational innovator that wants to make an impact in education in South Africa. So you will have a short description of yourself. Then you're going to talk about your promoters and your shareholders. Who are those that have invested in your life and the priority? You probably would have done this already in personal selling. So you will take what you've done in personal selling and you'll pop it in here. Okay? Then you talk about your industry description. Describe your industry. Is it a growth industry? What changes do you foresee in the industry? How are you going to be able to take advantage of that industry? So you're going to need to do a little bit of research on your industry. But remember now something very careful. I can see immediately if you've copied and pasted something from the internet. Immediately. How? How do I know when you've copied something from the internet? I compare it to where you've written in your own voice. And then I say, this doesn't sound like the same person. And I go, copy it. And I have other ways as well to check. We have an online system where you can put anything in that you've copied, and boom, it tells me, oh dear, you've copied 0. You copy 0. Yeah, someone was going to ask me a question?
I want to ask actually, what is my the industry that I really like? Also like
That's fine.
So you won't think I copied you now?
If you copy my words, I will think that, yes.
But yours is education in higher education.
Mine is higher education, yes. So yours would be different. It would be like more coaching and mentoring. Okay. So then, okay, I'm not going to go through everything now because I think it would be better for you, listen to me carefully, it would be better for you individually if you can watch the videos where I go through it in detail on your own while you're busy doing it. Because in a class environment it's going to be difficult to grasp all of these technical things. That's why I've got the videos there, and that's why I've got the example and the template. So, are there any questions other than what's already been asked? How do you feel about this project? Is anyone excited?
No.
Don't be nervous, you're going to love it. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Let's do that now. So, let's look at the dates together. So listen up. On Wednesday the 19th, that is when step 1 must be complete. Okay. Next week Monday, listen carefully. Next week Monday. Actually, it's not complete. Step 1, yeah, it needs to be complete, and we will go through it in class. So what you need to do is you need to bring your completed step 1 to class, either printed or on a computer, but preferably not on your phone because it's going to be difficult to kind of. Then what we'll do is, we will sit together and we will go through different people's work slowly so that you can all see the comments that I'm giving. Because sometimes you'll probably be making the same mistake. And then you can see, oh, okay, that's fine. Then I don't have to do it all the time with every single person because, you know, by the end of maybe 5 or 6 or 7 people, many of you will have already kind of figured it out. Okay? Then, I'm going to be checking who has finished their work and to which degree they have finished their work. And I will be making marks, giving you like ticks for your work that you've completed. Listen carefully. I will be available for consultation, private consultation, on this work. But I will only be available for private consultation if you have come to that class where we do the combined consultation, and if, when you came to that class, your work was finished. If you haven't done that, then I'm not interested in seeing you privately, because you haven't engaged in the way that we're setting up this project. Yes?
Can we have semi-finished, like when you present that you start analysis or something?
No, finished. Finished. Not semi-finished? Finished. And don't come here and say, sir, I didn't know how. Don't even try and do that. Don't even try. Because it is all there in the example. It is very simple. It's not complicated. Don't even try to have to say, I'm not interested in you. If you don't even try, then I'm not interested. You have to have done your work. Okay. Okay, so that's when we're going to be checking step 1. Then, step 2 and 3 needs to be complete the next Wednesday, which is the 26th. Wednesday, 26th. Step 2 and 3. Then it's finished. Then I will also check, together we will check in class, listen carefully. We will check in class. Then, after we've checked in class that Wednesday, you will have another week to complete it and hand it in. Okay? Yes. So it's due the following Wednesday. Wednesday the 3rd. Or actually, Wednesday the 3rd. Due. Then, that week, the Wednesday the 3rd week, okay, listen carefully. That week of Wednesday the 3rd, we will already have started with engaging with the blogging section. Okay? The blogging section. Listen carefully now. Sorry, I have to change this. When to do? Monday, the 1st. On Wednesday the 3rd, we will start with the blogging, and you will be able to come, and I will have a computer here, and we will begin to, I will begin to show you and take you through some of the things you'll be able to build, and also you'll be able to, we'll also do the same as what we did with the project, where you will come to class, and we will go to different people's blogs, and you can then ask questions, and I will show you on the computer. Yes?
Okay, so on the 1st, right, we had it only a day.
Yes.
And then you expect us to only start the blog day.
Right. But if you want to, you can start on the blog already.
No.
Because all the videos are there. So if you're excited and you want to get going, you can do that. It's up to you. But we're going to be doing it together from the week of the 1st. And then you'll so we'll have also different phases. You'll have to have completed your blog, building your blog, right? By Wednesday, the 3rd. It's very simple. It's not complicated. If you just sit behind the computer and you follow my videos, you can build it. Okay. Very simple, I promise you. I'll take you through step by step. So here, we're going to complete the blog. You need to have your blog completed. Just your blog set up. Not with any content in, just set up. Okay? Let's call it set up. And then we will go through the blogging section together. We will go to different people's blogs and so on. The following week, we will probably do the session that I told you about. Yes? The semester ends on the 12th, yes. What? Well, this is not the semester, the class is for... Yeah.
So, when we get our marks?
Which marks? Don't worry, you'll get them next week, in class. No, I'll give you your papers in class. So on Monday, throw them away. On Monday we're going to be going through the test.
We don't have to go through it.
I mean, they can just give us our marks.
No.